I stopped writing almost 3 years ago for about 2 years, and it took me a long time to get back into it. I stopped writing because I was freshly out of university. I got my first full time teaching job, and I was working before school, during school, after school, and I just couldn't manage my time. I didn't know how to write consistently. And because I wasn't writing consistently, I was starting to feel that my writing dreams were so far away they would never be accomplished. I got discouraged and then I just gave up altogether. But I realized that I was missing that creative side of me. And so slowly over time, I rebuilt my routine until where I am now, writing consistently each week. So today, I wanted to share with you how I got back into writing after that very long hiatus. I'm going to share a couple of books that I read that got me kickstarted. I'm going to share about my routine, and I'm hoping that this will help any of you who are working on getting back into the joy of writing or building a more consistent writing routine that will help you get that much faster to your goals. So here's a little story. It was New Year's Eve. I was home alone and I decided to do a little bit of journaling. I was feeling super discouraged that my creative goals had fallen to the wayside for 2 years and I wanted to get back into them. So I went ahead and wrote down write consistently as my writing goal. But I didn't really know how I was going to get there. Then, in the new year, I went to a thrift store and I picked up a copy of The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. Had never heard of Julia Cameron, just wanted to see what this book was about. And I read through it. I followed the 12 weeks of activities. I committed myself to morning pages and artist dates. And this book wasn't just for writers, it's for anyone who's wanting to refuel their creative passion. So I did not start writing right away as I got into this book. I was only working on the activities within the book, but slowly but surely I was carving out a bit of time at the end of each day to work on my creative side. And the further I got into this 12-week course, let's call it, I started to get more and more eager to write. So pick up a copy of The Artist's Way, give it a try, see if that can start to spark your excitement for writing. And then we'll get into how to make it a consistent writing routine. So there I was, excited to be writing again, but still not figuring out how I can make that a consistent habit within my still busy schedule. And I had never read any time management books before. I was pretty good at staying on top of tasks at work, but in my personal life, things like writing, they got pushed to the wayside. So I picked up a copy of a well-known favorite, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I've read some other ones since then, and this is still the one I keep going back to. It is easy to digest, and it gives you an idea of how to use systems that can be repeated consistently without thought as they become a habit to bolster those routines. I didn't follow all of his routines to a T, but what I did is I started setting a 5-minute timer every night when I got home from work. I would only write for just 5 minutes for about a month. Now, if I felt like writing more, I had extra time on my hand, I would absolutely do so. But if I needed to finish my writing at 5 minutes, I put it away feeling accomplished. Over time, I started to find that I was writing over the 5 minutes more, so I bumped it up to 10 minutes, and then I bumped it up to 15 minutes until I found my sweet spot, which is between 45 minutes to an hour for me. I don't really write more than an hour each day, and I still feel progress being made and uber accomplished. And so James Clear's book reminded me that all of those tiny habits stacked on top of each other are what's going to allow us to accomplish our goals. I was writing for just 5 minutes a day, slowly building up to it as I could. I continued to build this consistent routine, and all of those really tiny writing sessions ended up in the spring with me completing a rough draft that had been left to the side 2 years earlier. It's not about forcing ourselves to the finish line, that all of that grit just may not be so helpful from time to time. Going slow, being gentle with ourselves, allowing those setbacks to teach us what we need to readjust in our routines is super useful. So those are the 2 books that helped me to build a new and consistent writing routine within my busy lifestyle. I also want to share with you a couple of strategies that I really think will help you get back into writing and write consistently. If you've got an old manuscript that you push to the side, try to use that. You've already got some ideas in the background, you probably have some notes, or you've plotted it out scene by scene. This is going to be a lot easier to dive into than starting with a whole new concept when you're just not feeling like your skills are as strong as they used to be. That's what I did, and it really, really helped. I was back into a world that I already know I had been thinking about still, even if I hadn't been writing. So these characters and their situation felt so familiar to me that the writing just flowed. Pull up some writing prompts. It's okay not to dive into a giant story. You can work on one prompt a day. You can have a writing prompt, write a little bit, and keep adding to it. Maybe you even just want to start with a beautiful scene that you've thought of and you don't really know what story it's going to go into, but you can just picture and imagine how you're going to write out the scene. Start easy. The rest of that writing will come when you're ready. I also started celebrating my small wins, which is one of those activities that I think Atomic Habits and The Artist Way kind of talked about in their own ways. I started recognizing when I had written 5 minutes each day for 5 whole days. I started recognizing when I had finished an entire chapter, and I celebrated. Celebrating for me didn't need to be big and extravagant. I didn't need to announce it to anyone. It could be a little hot chocolate and some sour keys, which are my favorite kind of gummy snack. It could be taking my dog for an extra long walk. However I celebrated, it was just me telling my mindset a little pat on the back and saying, great job, you are working consistently, and writing has now become a commitment within your routine again. And let's end by reminding ourselves to be flexible. There will be setbacks. Just because you've told yourself you are getting back into writing, it doesn't mean you're not going to miss a day. You will miss days, and that's okay. Habits take time to stick, so be gentle on yourselves. If you didn't write today, you can always try again tomorrow. And the more you give yourself that grace, the more you are gentle with your mindset, the more you practice these habits, the easier it will be to get back into your writing habit consistently. So writers, tell me where you are along your writing journey. Are you just starting out building and exploring a writing routine that works for you? Or have you stuck consistently for a very long time? And do you have any strategies that we should try out? Take care and happy writing.